One thing about the devil, okay, he is dependent on your disobedience, okay? He's dependent on your disobedience for his plans to work, for him to delay your destiny, derail your destiny, stop your destiny, interrupt your destiny, make it to where you can't get to the time point that you had, that God has for you to arrive there. And I've just been thinking lately, after the divorce, after finding out, I was pregnant with our second child, God is just bringing me back to times that He showed me red flags and I ignored them and I turned them green. And it's all coming into fruition because last night on Zoom, when we were talking, I was listening to this lady give her testimony. I was thinking to myself, we got prophetic words too. And sometimes those prophetic words that we get from people concerning our marriages, our relationships that we're in the moment, sometimes we end up holding on to those prophetic words, not realizing that God probably used you guys together already in a certain time, in a certain amount of time, that prophecy doesn't tie your relationship with that person to forever, especially if he didn't call you to be in that covenant with that person. And what I was realizing as God starts to send different women to the community is that He's showing me through other women where I made my mistakes at. He's re-walking me through the timeline of what I went through the past 2 years to show me, hey, yeah, they have other women like you that have gone through this, that have been through this. I'm going to get you through this and I'm going to help you walk them through it. But I need you to see where you went wrong in the beginning, because I never meant for you to be for you to have to walk through this type of betrayal, this type of heartache, but sometimes disobedience breeds this into your life. And some lessons can only be learned through pain, right? So the past 2 years have been, it went so fast. It went by so fast and I went through so much, right? But I do thank God for keeping my mind. People ask me all the time, how do you keep your mind after this? Only God. I stay busy. I have kids to raise. I have kids to take care of. I have a household to run. I have to do ministry. I have to be obedient to God. It's so many things that I have to do to stay rooted and grounded. But I'm starting to get to a place of acceptance in what has happened. I do, sit down and think about how I can avoid this from happening. It's just a lot. So I know that I went through this for somebody else. I know that everything that I went through in the past 2 years was to pull somebody else up, was to encourage, uplift, you know, another woman. And I'm seeing prophetic words from years before my covenant, my marriage, come to pass now. So that even if you did go through a divorce and you did go through the betrayal and you're not understanding what happened or how it happened, or you're not understanding how to put it into perspective, or how to just navigate through divorce, through children, through trying to figure out generational curses and what spirits was at play, you can definitely read my book, The Cost of Marrying the Counterfeit. I literally put my entire testimony in that book, telling people, about my disobedience and the things I went through and how I stood, and God slowly peeled the layers off for me to understand that it was never meant for me to stand for something that He never wanted me in. And I think a lot of us stand for things because we're in fear of the future. We don't know how to let go of it. We're in fear of the unknown. So you can definitely read about that in my book, The Cost of Marrying the Counterfeit. The link is below. And I also have a Zoom community built with faith-based women that have actually walked through things like this. And we have powerful sessions every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Right now, The Cost of Marrying the Counterfeit is on sale. It's the ebook for $7.97. So you're going to have to grab that ASAP because I will put it back at the original price soon. I pray the book blesses you. I pray it brings you into a new knowledge of how the spirit realm works, how relationships work. And I will say what my great friend says, count the cost before you enter something, because you're not called to every relationship. Just like God has somebody prepared for you, if it's in his will for you to be with them, the enemy also has a counterfeit, and the counterfeit always comes before the real thing. So there is still hope for you. Okay, I love you guys, and I'll see you guys in the next video.